Hello, UCOL 2200 students. I am Dr. Stephanie Norander, the Executive Director of the Communication Across the Curriculum program and an Associate Professor in the Department of Communication here at UNC Charlotte. And I want to talk to you a little bit today about developing communication competencies in your college career and how that relates to the world of work. So, what I do in my role with communication across the curriculum is I work with faculty on how to design and deliver curriculum in your courses and in your programs of study that best facilitate the types of communication competencies that you're going to need in your academic career and beyond. And we know that this is important for three main reasons. First of all, we know that as citizens, being able to communicate clearly and articulately is our path to participating fully, right, in civic life. So we want to be able to have strong voices. We want to be able to own spaces of whether it be protest or advocacy or even just participation. We want to be heard. And in order to do that, we have to develop strong communication competencies. We also want to develop strong listening abilities so that we can help be problem solvers, whether it be in a specific organizational context or a broader societal context or even in our own personal relationships. The second reason is that we really want you to be able to name and claim your learning. So you will take a variety of courses during your time here at UNC Charlotte, and you'll be exposed to a variety of different topics and learning outcomes. However, the real goal behind that is so that you can say, here is what I have learned, right? Here's how I have made sense of my academic journey. And we want you to be able to do that in ways that help you connect your personal experience to your subject areas. And in order to do that, you have to develop strong communication competencies that help you grapple with those deep topics, some of which you're talking about in your UCOL 2200 class, and some of which you'll do later on when you get into your major and those more upper level courses. If you want to really understand, say for example, political science, you have to be able to write about your ideas, you have to be able to discuss your ideas, and you have to be able to talk about what it is that you're learning and connect with it. The third and final reason, and perhaps most importantly, is that we know employers want to hire effective communicators. And we know this from survey after survey, year after year. Employers say that the top competencies that they're looking for are those who can relate and work well with others and who can communicate well verbally and in writing, and can adapt to different contexts so that you know the difference between putting together an email to your boss versus walking into a meeting and facilitating it well among your coworkers. And that's what employers are looking for, regardless of what your academic expertise are. They want you to be able to apply those communication competencies fresh out of college, right from day one. They don't feel equipped to be able to teach you how to communicate well. They do feel equipped to be able to teach you the contextual knowledge that you'll need on the job. But they want you to come combined with your content area expertise as well as abilities to communicate and relate well with others. So those are the three big things that we're trying to accomplish by really focusing on and emphasizing communication in your curriculum here at UNC Charlotte. Now, as part of the LEADS program with the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, our goal is that you have a leg up on this, that we're providing you with opportunities through classes such as UCOL 2200 and other experiences that you'll have through LEADS that help you see the value of communication as well as help you develop your competencies over time, because we know that it doesn't happen in any one single course. It doesn't happen by writing one particular lengthy paper or giving one presentation. You need to practice this in course after course over time in order to develop effective communication skills. So our hope is that we're laying some of that groundwork in UCOL 2200, and it will continue on throughout your academic career. And a couple of ways that we've focused this course on developing communication competencies is one in the discussion seminar-based format. So your lead teaching assistant for your course have put a lot of time and preparation into developing, starting discussion questions, developing facilitation techniques, so that you are in an environment where you can try out your ideas, you can voice your personal connections to the readings, and you can start to make sense of what's the learning that's going on here. How am I entering into this conversation? And the second big way that we've done this is through your reflection writings. So we've asked you to not only come to class prepared to discuss, but also part of that preparation is reflecting on what you've read, your personal experience, and how that connects to your other academic experiences. And we've asked you to do this in a small way this semester as part of getting used to the types of things that you're going to be asked to do later on in your academic career. And so I point all of this out because as students, sometimes, and I know I was the same way, I didn't always see, right, what the point was. Why am I being asked to do this? And it can just feel like a long list of assignments and points, but I wanted you to know that there's actually a really intentional strategy behind this, and in particular in trying to enrich the LEADS curriculum and help our LEADS students be able to go out there with confidence with your liberal arts and sciences degrees and say, yes, I'm trained in this. I may have this degree, but guess what else? I'm a really good communicator. And here are the types of things I've done in my college career that help me be a really effective communicator at the workplace and beyond. So what I'd like for you to do for the reflection for today's mini video lecture is I'd like for you to respond to the following prompt. And this reflection should follow the same format and standards of all the other reflections that you've done in the class. But what I'd like for you to do is, first off, describe your career path, where you see that emerging at this point in time. I understand you may not have that completely worked out, and that's fine. This could be a pathway of interest. It could be something that you've been interested in since you were 5 years old, or something you're just thinking about this week. Describe it in general terms, what you think your career path might be. And then I want you to talk about the types of communication that are important and valued into that particular career. So for example, is it that you have to be able to translate highly technical information for lay audiences, for the public? Or is it that you have to be able to develop really strong relationships with people or with high levels of trust, right? So that perhaps they will buy a product from you or allow you to consult on different things. Or do you need to be the public voice and face for an organization? So think about what types of communication are valued. Be as specific as you can at this point in time. What are the types of communication activities that you might have to do in such a career path? And what is valued? Is it that you need to be 100% accurate and speak with clarity, communicate with clarity? What are the other characteristics of doing that really well? And then the second part of the prompt, right, is that I'd like for you to briefly talk about how UCOL 2200 and some of the activities that you're doing in this class help you work towards, right, those communication competencies, being effective at those communication competencies that are valued in your career path. So for example, if you say it's really important that I'm able to summarize complex information for different audiences, right? One of the ways that UCOL 2200 is a small stepping stone in that journey is that you're being asked to do that every week in your discussion, right? Read, summarize, and then put into your own words how you're connecting with this, talk about it in ways that could be adaptable to different audiences. So think about that. It will be different for each one of you. Again, just to review, I want you to describe your career path, talk about what types of communication are valued, and what is it that's valued about that communication. Is it clarity? Is it consistency? Is it being able to listen well? And then lastly, how does UCOL 2200 help you develop those specific communication competencies that are valued? And you can choose one of those, you can choose a couple. Again, it'll be different for each of you, but think about how in a small way UCOL 2200 is a stepping stone to developing those competencies. All right, again, my name is Stephanie Noriander, Executive Director of the Communication Across the Curriculum program. If I can answer any questions for you about what I've just talked about or beyond, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Your teaching instructors have my email, and I'm always happy to answer questions from students. Thank you.